Okay, so this is the fourth section, the fourth part of an interview with Rabbi Eliezer and Mrs. Goldschmidt. It's Tafshin Pei Hey. You've been in this country, Rabbi Eliezer, according to my cheshbon, 74 to 75 years.
Yes, that's correct. We are now married 71 years.
Baruch Hashem. Now you've seen Olam Chadash here.
And absolutely, the changes has been tremendous. Even I would say there's been, first of all,
For the good, right?
For the good. At the time, unfortunately, many of the things were they so to speak took away. Were successful in many ways to take away from the Ashkenazic Jews, from the Sephardic Jews, their traditions, and left them without anything. The young people, the new generation, has realized that and has, to a great extent, come back and has been saving the Jewish world in Eretz Yisrael. That has been no less than anything which is simply what has been done as far as the yeshiva education. Because if those people would not have come back to Judaism, and today they thrive on the Sephardic Judaism, which gives it tremendous strength to them. They know the difference between a Jew and a non-Jew.
Okay, let me ask you now. Let me go now to 1967. What are your recollections of the Six-Day War and the impact on the Baal Tshuva world and what was going on here? Were you already in Yerushalayim? Did you after your marriage? Did you live?
We moved to Yerushalayim in '59.
In 59.
5 years.
And before that, you lived in Tel Aviv?
Yes, but we wanted to move.
What street in Tel Aviv were you on?
We were living in Hof Bernstein Korn, which was near Pinsker. But we wanted to move. We saw the difference in the atmosphere in Jerusalem compared to what was in Tel Aviv.
Wasn't there a lot of Hasidim, Ger Hasidim in Tel Aviv at the time?
There was some Hasidim, yes, there were some Hasidim.
And there was also, there was an Orthodox, wasn't there an Orthodox?
Yes, but it wasn't.
Nothing like Jerusalem.
The difference was in when you see, at the time nobody had a private car, no one.
Right.
Yeah, and at the time when you stood online for a bus in Tel Aviv, you heard things which concerned the what could be purchased, what could not be purchased, and so forth. Whereas in Yerushalayim, you heard things on a very different Ramah. About
Torah. You're saying they spoke about Ruchnius.
Yes.
Torah.
Yes, and we felt that
for the children, it's better.
We would move, and at the time it was not, so to speak, bonjour to move to Yerushalayim. It was considered out. It was various. Yerushalayim was consisted of various villages, I would say, each one separated from the next one. And nevertheless, I was of course dependent, since we had already 2 children at the time. I was nevertheless able to find a job. I had to find a job.
What type of work?
At the time, I got a job in a bank.
Okay.
And that permitted, so to speak,
the Parnassa to be able to move, right?
To move to Yerushalayim.
Where did you move to? Here, Katamon?
Not exactly here, but nearby. Yes. Nearby.
And what the '67 war I was asking you about?
The '67 war happened to have been. I personally just had fallen and had got to a hospital because my leg had to be operated on. My I was one of the few people who was in Hadassah when the Jordanians attacked. I heard the shell going to the Hadassah. My wife was alone with the children at the time. We had at the time already, three children.
But they didn't attack this area.
Four,
but they didn't attack this area. They didn't attack Kataman in 67.
No,
I had a splinter in the other.
they attacked from, they sent shells from Beit Jala to Hadassah. They knew exactly where Hadassah was. Hadassah was shaking when I was down there, sent us back. Anyway, there was no connection at the time between myself and my wife and the children, and she took care of the things and got them home, so to speak.
No.
She got them to my sister-in-law. My brother was living nearby here as well. Anyway.
But did you see the change in there was many Bali Chuvas that became, it was a very big uprising, you know, an uprising in the sense of Chuva.
Yes, at the time, afterwards.
Right, 68, 69, 70.
Yes.
You knew Shlomo Karlbach? You knew Shlomo?
I know that he was. There were many who were for him. There were some who were against him, but he undoubtedly had an effect. Undoubtedly had an effect.
No, because there was a lot going on here in Yerushalayim, a lot of
it was going, and the changes were apparent. But the trouble was, obviously, as far as the country is concerned, people were, so to speak, thought that they had everything because of the tremendous miracle which occurred in that war, and the country fell asleep, and the result was the Yom Kippur War.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a break now with Hashem's help. With Hashem, next time my visit, you'll be well, and we will come again to hear more of your stories.
Then you can ask my wife's story as well.
Okay, at that time, because now I have to go to this 10 o'clock appointment. Thank you very much for agreeing for the interview, and you'll give me someone's number. I can send you a copy of this interview. Thank you.